the chef's revenge that conquered the world. A moment of kitchen spite in 1853 now drives America's favorite snack, with billions of pounds consumed annually. This massive market represents the complete dominance of a product that emerged from pure culinary revenge, proving that the most successful innovations often spring from the most personal conflicts. The substance that would eventually occupy countless American households began as an act of defiance between a talented chef and an impossibly demanding customer, demonstrating how professional frustration can accidentally reshape entire industries. Moon Lake Lodge stood as the crown jewel of Saratoga Springs dining in the 1850s, attracting the wealthiest and most influential figures in American society. The elegant resort catered to railroad barons, steel magnates, and political leaders who expected perfection in every aspect of their dining experience. The kitchen operated under intense pressure to satisfy guests accustomed to the finest European cuisine, with no tolerance for mediocrity or disappointment. Head chef George Crum commanded this high-stakes culinary environment with skill and precision that had earned him recognition throughout New York's elite social circles. Crum brought unique perspectives to his role as chef, drawing from his African-American and Native American heritage to create dishes that satisfied the sophisticated palates of America's upper class. His position represented remarkable achievement during an era when racial barriers limited opportunities for advancement in most professions. Crum had built his reputation through years of dedication and exceptional culinary talent, earning respect from guests who valued excellence above all social considerations. His success at Moon Lake Lodge demonstrated that exceptional skill could transcend the prejudices of 19th century American society. The fateful evening that would change snack food history forever began like countless others, with wealthy guests arriving for dinner expecting flawless service and exceptional cuisine. Among the diners sat a particularly demanding customer who approached every aspect of his dining experience with uncompromising standards. His expectations for restaurant service reflected the perfectionist mentality that characterized America's business elite during this era of unprecedented industrial growth. The customer ordered French fried potatoes as part of his evening meal, expecting the carefully prepared dish that had become a standard offering at fine establishments throughout America. However, when the server presented his plate, the diner immediately expressed dissatisfaction with the preparation. The potatoes were too thick for his preference, lacking the crispy texture he desired. He sent the dish back to the kitchen with specific instructions for improvement, demonstrating the exacting standards that characterized wealthy patrons of the era. The kitchen staff prepared a second serving of French fried potatoes, adjusting the preparation to address the customer's complaints about thickness and texture. However, this attempt also failed to meet expectations, prompting another rejection and return to the kitchen. The customer's persistence in sending back the same dish multiple times created mounting tension in the kitchen, where staff struggled to understand exactly what would satisfy this particularly demanding diner. Crum's frustration escalated with each rejected plate as his professional pride faced challenge from a customer who seemed impossible to please. The chef had spent years perfecting his French fried potato preparation, serving the dish successfully to hundreds of satisfied guests. The repeated rejections felt like personal attacks on Crum's culinary expertise and professional reputation. The situation became particularly galling for a chef of Crum's background, as he recognized that some customers might be testing his abilities based on racial prejudices rather than legitimate culinary concerns. The pivotal moment arrived when Crum decided that conventional approaches would never satisfy this impossible customer. Rather than attempting another standard preparation of French fried potatoes, the chef chose to teach the diner a lesson through culinary extremes. Crum resolved to create potatoes so thin and crispy that they would be impossible to eat with a fork, forcing the demanding customer to confront the absurdity of his repeated complaints. This decision represented both professional defiance and creative problem-solving that would accidentally transform American snacking habits forever. Crum methodically sliced potatoes into paper-thin sections using the sharpest knife in his kitchen, creating translucent slices that barely maintained structural integrity. The extreme thinness required exceptional knife skills and careful attention to prevent the fragile potato slices from breaking apart during preparation. Each slice needed to be uniform in thickness to ensure consistent cooking, demanding the precision that had made Crum one of New York's most respected chefs. The preparation process took considerably longer than standard French fried potatoes, but Crum's determination to prove his point drove him to perfection. The chef then fried these ultra-thin potato slices until they became golden brown and completely crispy, creating a texture unlike anything previously served at Moon Lake Lodge. The extreme heat transformed the paper-thin potatoes into delicate, crunchy sheets that shattered at the slightest touch. Crum seasoned the finished product with salt, creating what he intended as an inedible joke that would demonstrate the foolishness of the customer's excessive demands. The resulting creation was indeed impossible to eat with a fork, requiring diners to use their fingers for consumption. Crum presented his spiteful creation to the demanding customer with barely concealed satisfaction, expecting the diner to finally acknowledge the absurdity of his complaints. The chef anticipated that the impossibly thin and crispy potatoes would prove his point about unreasonable customer expectations while potentially embarrassing the difficult patron. Instead, something completely unexpected occurred that would transform Crum's moment of revenge into a revolutionary breakthrough in American cuisine. The customer not only enjoyed the ultra-thin, crispy potatoes, but enthusiastically demanded more, turning Crum's intended punishment into an unexpected triumph. The diner praised the innovative preparation, declaring it superior to any potato dish he had previously experienced. Other guests at Moon Lake Lodge observed this enthusiasm and requested their own servings of the unusual creation, sparking immediate demand for Crum's accidental invention. The creation quickly gained popularity among Moon Lake Lodge's wealthy clientele, who began specifically requesting what became known as Saratoga Chips. Crum's innovative preparation method became the restaurant's signature dish, attracting visitors who traveled specifically to taste the unique potato creation. By 1860, the success of his accidental invention inspired Crum to open his own restaurant, Crum's House, where Saratoga Chips served as the featured attraction. The evolution from restaurant specialty to mass market phenomenon accelerated through technological innovations, including wax paper packaging and mechanical potato peelers that enabled large-scale production. By 1895, Ohio grocery stores were stocking potato chips, marking their transformation from local novelty to national snack food. These packaging advances allowed manufacturers to preserve freshness while distributing chips across greater distances, creating the foundation for modern snack food distribution networks. A chef's moment of petty revenge accidentally created humanity's most popular snack food, proving that anger channeled creatively can feed the world. But kitchen conflicts weren't the only personal struggles that produced unexpected commercial empires. Sometimes the most desperate attempts to solve private problems. The morphine addict's sweet solution. John Pemberton's personal battle with morphine addiction led him down a path that would accidentally create the world's most recognizable beverage. The Civil War veteran and Atlanta pharmacist found himself trapped between chronic pain from battlefield injuries and dangerous dependency on the only relief available to him. His professional knowledge of medicinal compounds gave him unique insight into his predicament while providing the laboratory skills needed to experiment with alternative pain relief formulations. Post-Civil War Atlanta presented a city rebuilding from devastation while grappling with the human costs of America's bloodiest conflict. Pemberton represented countless veterans struggling to adapt to civilian life while managing injuries that modern medicine barely understood. His morphine dependency was a common tragedy among Civil War survivors, as medical understanding of pain management remained primitive and opiate addiction was poorly recognized. The pharmacist desperately sought alternatives that could break his cycle of dependency without leaving him defenseless against chronic pain. In 1866, Pemberton created his first breakthrough formula, which he named Pemberton's French wine coca. This potent blend combined wine, coca leaf extract, and cola nuts into a medicinal tonic that promised to address multiple health concerns simultaneously. The coca leaf extract provided cocaine, while cola nuts contributed caffeine, creating a powerful stimulant combination that masked pain while elevating mood and energy levels. The wine base made the mixture palatable, while adding its own mild psychoactive effects to the overall formula. Pemberton's French wine coca became locally popular among Atlanta residents who appreciated its energizing effects and perceived health benefits. The tonic found particular favor among professionals and laborers who valued the sustained energy and mental clarity that the cocaine and caffeine combination provided. Pemberton marketed his creation as a cure for various ailments including headaches, fatigue, and nervous disorders, positioning it as a sophisticated European-style health tonic rather than a recreational beverage. The success of Pemberton's original tonic provided him with steady income while seemingly addressing his personal addiction struggles through substitution rather than elimination. However, his business faced a devastating threat in 1886 when Georgia's growing temperance movement successfully banned alcohol sales throughout the state. This prohibition eliminated the wine base that made Pemberton's tonic palatable, while threatening to destroy the business he had built around his medicinal formula.